Good evening, everyone. Hello. Yeah, yeah. Are you able to see my screen? Okay. Okay. So today we go for quality center EILM. So before starting quality center, anybody having any questions? No questions. Okay. So this before starting quality center, what we do is what is the need of quality center, and when we use really in real time quality center. That is what if we discuss mm, okay. So quality center comes under test management tool. Okay. So before doing that one, types of automation, types of tools. Okay. So types of tools, if we think about it, there are three types of tools comes into picture. So those are nothing but functionality testing tools, functionality testing tools, performance testing tools, and test management tools. Test management tools. Also, you can consider it as configuration management. Configuration management tools. Okay. So this is what I'll be explaining you in detail during the day I'm starting with automation. So what I do is let me little bit brief about test management tools. Okay. So if you will be into testing, which are the different roles you'll be playing? Analyzing the requirements, creating the test cases, executing the test cases, then reporting bugs. These are your major roles, right? So all these different activities you will be able to manage with the help of some tools. So that is nothing but you will consider it as like test management tools. Okay. So what is regression testing? Whenever you get release, what you have to do to make sure whether they fixed bugs properly or not. And another thing, you have to make sure the fixed bugs should not impact the other functionality which one working fine earlier before fixing the bugs. Okay. To make sure these two points, you will pick up the test cases related to bug fixed areas and execute. So that is nothing but regression testing. That means you are having 10,000 test cases, let us assume, for your entire application, and 20 resources were working. So that means per head, how many test cases you will come up with? 500. So what is your responsibility is those 500 test cases, whatever got assigned for you, those test cases needs to be executed in 3 weeks of time. Some guy was there, what he may do without executing test cases, he may simply make pass, right? These are the things also may happen. Okay. But client or developer or somebody want to get to know whether you were really executed or not. How they can get to know? Any idea whether you were executed? What are the test case 500 got assigned for you? They have to get to know means very well, very easily they can get to know. How? Any idea? Logs. Okay. Even by event logs. So even in your operating system, the time you start, till you shut down. So which are the operations you perform, everything will get tracked somewhere. Exactly like that for your application also, it will get logged somewhere. Okay, so like this, see, so this is very simple like that. Hmm, how it looks like is like hmm, okay, this is how, okay, see how it looks like. So time info everything it will look like this. Okay, so like that, what are the module you're working, so for that module related logs they don't find, means what does it mean, you are not executed. Okay, so like that they can get on. Okay, not only that is the purpose, like you are in release 2000 letters also. But one bug was there, you found very critical bug. That bug was replicating or reproducing from the release, like release 500 letters or so. So at that time, so who is missing this bug, you have to track. How you will track? First, that bug is related to which functional module, that module who is taking care. So if you track like that, you can very easily find out who is missing that bug, right? So to handle all these kind of things, so test management tools comes into picture. So in with the help of test management tools, what you will be doing is like which are the different activities you will be performing from starting up that project to the delivery phase, everything they will track for better management and maintenance purpose. So that is nothing but like test management tools. There are different tools coming to picture like HP. From HP, uh, ALM. Before that, QC was there, and older version is like test director. Test director. Okay. Even from SEG is another company. So this is from SEG Silk Manager, and from IBM Clear Quest CQ. Like that, another tools you may come up with like VSS and Bugzilla, Zira. So these are the different tools available in your market. We go one by one. So normally test director is like your standalone application. Standalone application. This is originally developed by Mercury Interactive, later taken over by HP. Later that they come up with like quality center. This is like web-based application, like your how you are using like Gmail, exactly like that. Your quality center is web-based application. Okay, so originally this application was developed by Mercury Interactive, later taken over by HP. So test data, if we go for like there are so many versions available, like I'm not sure exactly this one I could have mentioned in my material. So 6.0, 6.5, 7.0, 7.5, 8.0. They stopped here. So 8.0 onwards they come up with 8.0, 8.1, 8.2, 8.5, 9.0, 10.0, 11.0. So 11.0 they stopped. After that they made it as like ALM. You can consider it as like application life cycle management. Application life cycle management. Okay, so this ALM was completely developed by HP only. So 8.0, 8.1, 8.2, 9.5, 10.0, 11.0. Latest version of quality center is like 11.0. So they changed the name of quality center 11.0 as ALM. Why they changed it is like, with the help of ALM, not only testing related activities you will manage. Okay, you can manage your development activities also. Like they were included additional features like version controlling. In your automation front you will come up with versioning you can maintain, right? So even that is also you can maintain with the help of like AL. Okay, so that's why they changed the name itself like application lifecycle management. Not only that one, they were changed so many additional features. So there is nothing much differences till 9.0, but 10 point onwards many changes they come up with. So what exactly those changes you have to look means, we go for like application lifecycle management. So exactly like that, from SEG Silk Manager also they come up with, but famous tool is like Quality Center or ALM. From IBM Clear Quest you come up with, but this is only for bug reporting. Okay, this is only for bug reporting purpose, bug reporting and tracking. Then Visual Source is from Microsoft. Visual Source is from Microsoft. It's like check-in and check-out. Check-in and check-out means what you do is like you will zip and store into server. So morning what you do is like you will check in that updated version from your local from your server to your local computer. Entire day what are the modifications you want, you do those modifications, and while leaving home you check out to the driver and go home, to the server and go home. That is the kind of stuff you will be maintaining. This one anything like test cases, code or anything. Okay, exactly like that. Bugzilla is also like only for bug reporting they come up with, and this is open source tool. What do you mean by open source? Free of cost. Okay, so you can download home, you can download from your internet and can use very easily. Remember one thing, it's really not required to learn all these tools. So these test management tools provides you like very user friendly interface, and process looks like same in all of the tools. Okay, so one tool you get expertise how to report bug, any of the tool you'll try to follow the similar process. Okay, you'll try to follow the similar process but little bit, so that one once you see the application then you can get to know very easily. Okay, so like that you don't want to worry, oh there are so many tools I have to learn all these tools. It's not really required. One tool you get expertise means all the other tools you can get learn in your own. Okay, So in all these tools, the familiar one is like ALM or quality center. So as I told, like test directory is a standalone application. Nowadays nobody is going for quality center. They changed it to like web version. Then latest version of ALM in the market we see like, okay, ALM, application lifecycle management. So whatever I'm discussing, this is also like ALM, application lifecycle management level. So excuse me. So once you install, as soon as you get assigned any of the project, your project manager or your team lead will share you the link like this. Once you get link, okay, you directly go browser and navigate this browser means it will get installed automatically. Okay, so once it's successfully installed, your project manager will provide you like your credentials, okay, username and password. So once you give authenticate, okay, once you authenticate, what in your company there may be so many domains, okay, every domain you may be able to see. You even you cannot see all those domains whatever you have in your company. Once your name added to that domain under that project, only that domain you will be able to see. Okay, here you are seeing different domains, but really you don't see so many domains available in your HP, right? Okay, any of the company, not only HP, any of the company. Okay, so but whatever the domain, whatever the project you are assigned, that one your project manager, yeah, your project manager or administrator will provide you access only that domain. Within that domain, what is the project? Okay, so the project you have to select. So once you select, click on login button. So it will take some time. And another important thing you have to remember, application lifecycle management will be very slow. It will test your patience. So you have to adjust. No other option. Okay, it's very slow, but user interface will be very user friendly. Another important thing is like in your computer how you create folders and subfolders, exactly like that kind of UI your quality center or ALM will provide you. Okay, so if you go for like test director or quality center older versions, you will be able to see only four tabs left side. Those are nothing but requirements, test plan, test lab, and defects. Now you are not seeing defects, right? So defects, they were renamed to change requests. Why? During bug or error or defect, also you can consider like change request, right? So that is the reason in latest version of your QC defects tab they removed, and defect these days also you can consider like change request. That is the reason they made it to change requests. Okay, so here my point is like older versions of your quality center or even test data, you will be able to see only four tabs. Okay, test plan, test lab, and change requests and requirements tab. You will be working with like test plan, test lab, and change requests. So requirements tab, developers as well as business analysts, they will be working with. Okay, so requirements will be gathering business analysts, right? So they will gather business requirements, and they will be coming up with this those requirements. So even developers also, they may develop and place it to requirements tab. Okay, so requirements tab, once you go for so here as I said like is very user friendly. So recycle bin I'm going for, like actually this is our official one. I cannot do anything, but for showing purpose what I do is like I'm creating folder here. So like in your computer how you get folders and subfolders, exactly here also you can create the folders. What I do is like Gmail one I'm giving. Under Gmail you may create subfolders like inbox, registration, like that. How many modules are sorry, it's not like that. Okay, in Gmail only you can create login, something like that. It's not like under folder. This is subfolder in inbox. If you want to make like the subfolders also, you can make it. Under that subfolder you want to create requirement, you can go for and name of that requirement like login inbox, right? So display mail in inbox. Okay, so these are the different fields you are seeing. You see status. What is the status? Normally design phase, review, ready, something like that. Even during test case design I could have told you like there is, you come up with template. That template have mandatory fields and uh, what do you say, optional fields. Okay, so that is what I could have told at the time. Whatever I have told at the time, all those are mandatory fields, but like this you may come up with so many optional fields. You see how many fields are available, like BP filter. So this is nothing but like depends on the company. So lead product application, like this so many you will come up with. It's not really required. So which all are the fields are mandatory, those fields it will show you like in red. So you should choose. All other fields are mandatory. So before going for like any of the project, so your project manager or test lead or management team decide which field, what is the process you have to follow. Then they will share you the document and even guide you like all this stuff what are required, how do you work with your quality center. Accordingly you will try to follow. So this is how you can create your requirement. Normally this is not your role, so developers or somebody else may work with, so for you really not required. Okay, so but just awareness purpose I'm saying, see summary. So nothing is there. If you want to add comments you can add comments. Okay, rich text for that requirement, and that text you want to add means you can add it up. Then if you want to see any attachments, linked change requests. The advantage of your quality center or ALM is like, before going that one, what is the in manual testing front you'll come up with like one concept, that is nothing but what is that, traceability matrix. What do you mean by traceability matrix? Forgot. Traceability matrix, are you there? Okay, so as soon as you get assigned project, your test cases needs to be created, right? So how do you make sure the test cases you're covered for all the modules available in your application? So how do you make sure? With the help of traceability matrix, right? Exactly like that. In your quality center, one flexible feature is like you can map every tab to any another tab very easily. That means like you want to find out, let us suppose for this requirement, how many test cases available, how many test cases got executed, how many test cases got passed, how many test cases failed, how many bugs linked to, how many bugs are there related to this requirement. Okay, so that is what you can do very well with your quality center. So that is nothing but see linked change request. So for this requirement, one defect linked requirement traceability, exactly like the test coverage also. Okay, test coverage also you see, this is nothing but your test case. You can see test coverage one no run 100%. Okay, and history also. For this change request, who all are at which point of time they will react, everything it will get logged. Everything it will get logged. But remember, this is not your portion. So this is what developers or business analysts will be taking care. Just for awareness purpose, I was saying. Okay, so that is nothing but your requirement step. Then we go for test plan. Okay, so this is the portion mostly as a tester you will be working with. Test plan is for creating your test cases. Okay, so how you created folders and subfolders in your quality center. Okay, exactly in your requirements tab. Exactly here also you can create folders and subfolders. Okay, just a name I'm giving. So here I'm creating gm. Okay, this email. So subfolder I'm creating. Oh, the thing is for me there is I have worked a long time back, this right 2 years back. They were removed, seems blocked on my account. But let me see. Like that you create folders and registration. Oh, okay, so you know right how to create folders and subfolders. Okay, so like that you can create folder and subfolder. So once you create folder and subfolder, you have to create test. Gmail, if you take which are the subfolders you can create, which are the modules you can come up with: registration, login, compose mail, inbox, outbox, drafts, trash, chart. Along with this one, you may come up with whatever you feel comfortable. Okay, so all those subfolders you can create. So once you create subfolder, so what you have to do is you have to create test for login letters also. So test, this is the icon for creating your new test. Another way also you can go for right click new test. Okay, here it is Gmail, right? So Gmail hyphen, what is the module? Login hyphen, then verify successful login. Okay, like that whatever the process you follow for your project, but for most of the projects this is the way you'll try to follow. What is the application, what is the module, even release also. So release 2 letters, suppose 200 letters also. Okay, release also you can give it for, or here you can give, or another way also, like some field you may come up with, there you can select which release it is. Okay, as I said, during creating test case, you will come up with like so many fields, right? But those are some few are mandatory fields, remaining are optional fields. See here how many fields you are having, like BP filter, creation date. So today's date you can choose, then estimated device time or device estimated, then last review. So once you create, your colleague will review, right? So his colleague will like tags, test case properties, test group, test platform. Okay, so test objective, so status, this is important. So initially it will be like design, then repair, review. It's not like stable for every project. Okay, but most of the project status how will come up with like design, review, ready, then if it is automatable like ready, auto candidate, automated. In case if it needs to be repair means repair. So these are the status you will come across. These are the very high level status, but it may get vary from project to project. So design, review, ready, auto candidate. Okay, so then automated, once it's automated, so automated. So like that, the different status you will come up with. Okay, so as I said, like which are the fields you see in red, so those are mandatory fields, remaining all are optional fields. Then what exactly you are trying to validate, little bit brief description about your this test case login functionality. Okay, login functionality will be describing. Then once you create a test case, if you want to attach something, you can attach, but where are the test steps you are giving, even here itself. Okay, so this is nothing but like you just creating your test case, test name. Okay, okay, so as soon as you create, it will send out an email automatically to your email. Okay, to your what do you say, your outlook. Okay, then that is nothing but like summary of the test case. Then design steps, here you will come up with design steps. Okay, so here these all are nothing but like your different stuff you will come up with. So let us suppose new step you have to come up with. So step 1 it will take automatically. Then description, what is the description? First, what is the step you will come up with? Navigate gmail.com URL. From URL will navigate. Okay, so like that, expected and actual. When you will fill up actual, whenever you get new build, so at that time only you will get assigned which test case needs to be executed, and you will be executing. So that is what in test lab you will be doing. So at the time I will explain you. As of now, we'll concentrate like creating test cases. So new step, then what is your second step? Enter correct username for your username field, username text box, username will accept. And again, instead of going again and again, so from here itself you can create new step. Okay, so then enter password, correct password, sorry, correct or okay, correct password for password text box. Password will accept. Okay, then click on sign in button. Gmail homepage will display. So like this you can create your test cases. Okay, so like this you can create your test cases. And remember another thing, whatever the fields here you are seeing may get vary from project to project. And remember another thing, who will uh, decide and who will configure this stuff is like your project administrator. He can come up with which are the fields you have to keep for this project and configure. Okay, that is what your project manager can do, or administrator. So like this you can create your test cases. So again whenever you have to go for creating, you just copy paste. Hmm, copy paste. Whatever your Windows operations you do, exactly here also you can do in your quality center very well. Okay, so verify, unsuccessful login for correct username and incorrect password. So here accordingly you will provide modify the steps. Okay, so exactly like that see like this you will be coming up with creating your test cases. Okay, so this is how you can creating test cases. Along with this one, what are the different operations you will perform in your creating test cases is like you will renumber. If you want to remove spaces means you can go for like remove spaces. Let us suppose see here it's having too much space, let us assume, so unnecessarily it's waste, right? So now if I go for this option, see it's removed. If you want to save, it will get automatically save that step. But if you want to save, you can save. If you want to delete, you can delete that step. Okay, you want to copy steps, you can copy for each and every step. Even if you want to make an attachment, you can attach. Okay, so call to test, this is what one you even in your automation front, or if you are aware of any of the programming language like C or C++, you can come up with like functions, right? So which are the steps you have to do, those steps you can come up with functions, and those functions you can call in your main program however you feel comfortable. Exactly like that, even in your manual testing also, in your test plan you can come up with creating templates. Okay, so multiple test cases you have to use same template. Let us assume at that time you can come up with like a modular template. So those templates you can insert in your main test. So here in your project, you can create templates folder. There you can create which are the templates you want. Then let us suppose here you have to insert. So how you can insert is like go for template. So show only template tests. You can uncheck that one. So recycle bin wherever the templates you were saved. Okay, let us suppose login. Okay, it was inserted template, you see. So if you go for, if you click there, it will go and display all those steps. That is how you can create even your templates. Okay, so this is how you can come up with like creating test cases as well as templates. Okay, that is fine. I have unmuted. Anybody having questions? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Okay, exactly. Okay. Yeah. 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 Ha- it depends. However, they configure. Okay. Even if it's required, like your team lead, it will send automatically. But the thing is like how they configure. What is the process they define? Or another thing is like if you want to send a test case manually to anyone. Okay. See here. Here you can choose and select this message box is there, right? Whom you have to send. You select him and click here means it will send out the test this email automatically. Okay, everything is possible. Yeah, 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 right. Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah. So like this, once you click there, even whatever the email ID you want, click then select. You can add your comments and send. Okay, this is what you can do. Okay. Yeah. No, no, I don't understand. Could you please come up with your question again? What is that? Yeah, call test. Yeah, tell me. Yeah. No, no, no. See, log in normally for every time, for every test case you have to use. Every test case you have to use, right? So instead of coming up with for every test case, what you can do is like you can come up with, you can make it as like one template. The template you can call in every test, right? Okay, you understand. See, Here login, let us suppose for 1000 scripts you have to. Another example, uh, you have to test send mail functionality. Let us also send mail functionality you have to validate means compose mail. Once you compose mail, then only you will validate send mail functionality. So here send mail every time 10 scenarios you are coming up with for send mail letters also. So 10 times 10 different emails you have to successfully compose. So how many steps you will come up with for compose mail? Let us suppose around 10 steps. So those 10 steps for these 10 test cases for send mail functionality you have to come up with 10 into 10. How many steps? 100. Instead of coming up with again and again, what you are doing here is like you are creating one template. Template is nothing but like again creating test case only. You are calling it like just template. Okay, but this is test case only. Like this you will create. So wherever you want, you can come up with, right? You can call test. Like any of the programming language you go for like how you maintain like reusability. This is also like reusability kind of stuff. Okay, here also it's reusability kind of stuff. Any more questions? No questions? Okay. No, some companies also they are using like 10 also 10. But these days most of the companies HP made it a like mandatory to upgrade their systems to 11. There is nothing much differences, but in 10 BPT framework is not there, but in 11 they come up with BPT framework automation front. Yeah, very few changes. Okay, and in 11 like security plus measure they come up with more security, but 10 you don't have that much security. But initially when they made it when they released it to the market, they were faced so many issues with QC11 really. Okay, but this because of security reasons they come up with more and more security. So that's why see, you are logged in here, right? So this is what your name will get locked. It will get locked with your name. So if anybody else try to view this test case or try to execute, it will get locked. You will not be able to execute or will not be able to view or update. Like that they come up with more security options, but it was facing so many issues, but these days they were resolved. Okay, any more questions? Okay, so here my question is like for verify successful success login functionality, how many test cases you'll come up with? As I told at the time, like so many test cases, right? Here main flows are like verify successful login and unsuccessful login, right? Okay, so for successful login and unsuccessful login you will get only these four steps, but only the thing is the data will get buried. That is what, right? So if this is the case means if you go for any of the programming language, you can come up with one function. For that function you can pass different parameters. Why don't you implement that feature even here in creating test cases? Okay, that is nothing but like parameterization, right? So that is what they come up with even here while creating test cases. Okay, so how you can make it as parameterization is nothing but like verify login function of Gmail application. Okay, so then here what you do is like For anything, you will come up with these 4 steps, right? Okay, so here in the place of username, what will be doing? Parameters. They come up with like parameterization. Okay, so right now no parameters. Now if you go for like design steps, verify, you have to make parameter means 3 less than 3 greater than, edit you go. So here valid or invalid username. Okay, so you have to identify it as a parameter means you make it as bold, and whatever the color you feel comfortable you can give it. Okay, so exactly like that. Password, valid or invalid password. Okay, so valid or invalid password. So once you click at sign in button, what is expected value? For valid credentials, Gmail home page will display, will navigate, will display. For invalid credentials, invalid credentials will display error message like invalid username or password. Okay, that's what, right? Okay, so that's how it works. So whenever you use an incorrect username and correct password, it will display this first one, otherwise second one. So parameters, if we go for QC will be very slow, you have to bear. Okay, so then what is default value? Valid username, or how you can make is valid username, password. Okay, so it will be easy, right? So oh no, so it's taking only one. So this is the difficulty. So password, username. Okay, so existing one, you can delete these parameters. Then default name you can give it. So valid valid. Okay, so here description you give enter value for username text box. Okay, allowable allow values are valid and invalid. This is for your understanding purpose. Okay, so description you are giving default values, it will take always. So now this is the feature you don't have in older versions. So here you go for like test configurations. Okay, so data portion, if you go, those data you are getting and login. Okay, so okay, both username and password valid. Copy default value. Okay, copy default value. How many more combinations will come up with? Here one more you are making. So here valid username and invalid password. The description also you can give. Okay, so now actual value, this is valid, password is invalid, right? Password is invalid. So another one, invalid username and valid password. Okay, so the username is invalid at this point. Password is, you can copy default value. Okay, then another combination, invalid username and invalid password, both wrong. So invalid invalid. Okay, see, actually you were created one test case, but really it's included four test cases. Not only this, blank username and some password, some username and blank password, both blank blank. For that one also you may come up with few more. At that time blank you have to give means here you have to update blank also another one. Okay, so valid values are valid and invalid, and even blank also you may come up with if you want. Okay, so blank 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 blank, some username blank, three more combinations you may come up with. right? So that means like 7 test cases, one test case really covering 10 test cases. That is the advantage of like your test configurations folder. Okay, so that is how you can create your test cases. One is like creating template, and how you can attach test is like call to test. Then parameters, how you'll make parameterization in your test, how you'll create your test configurations. So these are the different portions you will be playing in your test plan. Okay, you understand? Any questions on this one? These are the different things you will be doing in your test planner. Any questions? No questions? Okay, then no questions means remaining topics will finish, we'll cover tomorrow. Thanks for your time.